Welcome to the Readiness event. My name is Bill Brotman. I'm the Senior Director of Sales and Marketing here at the Oaks at Denville. Typically, we would have a seminar here at the community, but because of COVID, we're still trying to be careful. We're not letting super large groups in. We are starting to do smaller group events, but we felt that this event would probably be better suited for online. So thank you for tuning in today. Why is it called the Readiness event? Well, when I call prospects like yourself, many times I'll hear things like, I'm not ready yet. So many times that's a block. I get it. I'm not ready yet. I have to think. But other times it's more than that. And we've looked into studies on readiness. So today I'm going to give you a condensed version of what we found from these studies, including using a readiness ruler to see if you're assessed to be ready to make a change. And we'll talk more about that later on in the presentation. But before we start the presentation, I want to do an overview. So today we are going to do a quick overview of what a continuing care retirement community is. I'm not actually going to be doing that. A video by the Daltons will present CCRC Living to you. And then following the Dalton video, you'll get a few of my residents who've created videos to tell you about their experiences and why they love living here at the Oaks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And let's hear what the Daltons have to say.
Meet the Daltons. Like you, they wanted to create a plan for their future. And like you, they had questions and needed answers. At Spring Point Senior Living, we have solutions. So the Daltons decided to take the next steps in planning their future, and you can too. The Daltons now live in a Spring Point continuing care retirement community. They're enjoying an active lifestyle, new friendships, and the joy of maintenance-free living. And they now have peace of mind knowing that on-site healthcare is available should their needs change in the future. To become a Spring Point resident, you pay a one-time entrance fee that secures your home. From beautifully appointed apartments to spacious cottages, we offer a variety of living options. As a resident, your monthly service fee covers all your living expenses. Spring Point makes it easier to pay your bills with a single monthly check. The monthly service fee covers a variety of services and amenities, including utilities, interior and exterior maintenance, 24-hour on-site security, meals, housekeeping, and transportation services. Plus, you'll enjoy full access to the Community Fitness and Aquatic Center, library, enrichment programs, entertainment, spiritual care programs, and much more. We also offer high-quality on-site healthcare services that cater to the needs of each individual. Our full continuum of care offers increasing levels of care services that you may need as you age. This includes independent living options to home care, assisted living, rehabilitation, skilled nursing, and memory care services. So, what makes Spring Point unique? We are CARF accredited, meaning we exceed the toughest standards for quality senior living. We are a nonprofit organization, so serving our residents is our primary concern. We also have a rich history of inclusion, creating a culture that encourages all our residents to live their best lives, regardless of their differences. Better yet, our complimentary Move Ahead program helps organize your move. Our caring team is here to minimize the work and make your transition easier. Now the Daltons not only have solid plans for the future, but are enjoying the carefree lifestyle of a Spring Point community. And they can now enjoy all of the activities and services that we have to offer. It's time to take control of your future. Contact us today for more information.
Here I have gained and found so many friends, and we are so involved in different things. You can knock on your friend's door and you're always welcome. We go out to dinner once in a while. We go to the movies. We have cocktail parties before dinner. Just going into the dining room and sitting with different people every night. It's just wonderful.
Well, they had like a plan to how to downsize, and see, I don't mind throwing things out. That's to me, that's a good quality, So, I mean, I don't
I'm
save.
lucky I've survived all these years.
I don't save, if I don't have room for something, that's all right. It's out.
But they really worked with us so much because our place sold, once it sold pretty fast. And once it sold, the people wanted us out in 2.5 weeks. It was a cash deal, and they had a cash deal on where they were moving from. So we certainly weren't going to refuse a cash deal, and it was pretty close to what we were asking. So this place wasn't even ready yet, and the furniture wasn't in yet because we weren't expecting to move until a later date. The marketing team did everything they could to help speed this along to get it finished so that we could move in a little sooner than we were supposed to.
Moving here, the one thing I experienced that I never ever expected was the warmth of the people. The socialization that I had been missing since I had retired. We all have that one common feeling of brotherhood, sisterhood, community, and we do a lot of nice things together. We go to the paper mill playhouse, boat trips up to Lake Apatcong, down at the shore. So what more could I want? So what do I like about living here? Everything.
So as you can see, our residents really love living here at the Oaks. Let's talk a little bit about what we heard from those videos. You know, living in a continuing care retirement community gives you the ability to be independent of your adult children. It has on-site healthcare services. You get emotional security, peace of mind, financial security, social engagement, and you become a member of a community. So with that said, let's talk about readiness. So today we're going to explore what is readiness, how does one know when they're ready, and if you're not ready now, when and if and how do you become ready? So our task today is to review the ideas of readiness and change, individual readiness, measuring readiness, the barriers to change, what gets in our way, action plans to address those barriers, and embracing the change, how we see change. So what is readiness? Well, the definition of readiness, according to the dictionary, is a state of being fully prepared for something. So being prepared or primed, on standby or standing by on full alert. It's a willingness to do something, a keenness, a promptness, a quickness. It's a process moving through stages to make the change. So the state of readiness, what is that? There's an awareness of the need and desire to make a change. There are triggers, such as social triggers, health triggers, financial triggers, or even environmental triggers. What do I mean by environmental triggers? Well, maybe the house with the stairs isn't working for you anymore. Or maybe it's a health concern and I need services. Do I want to remain where I am? So that's triggering the thought of making a change. We also need the support to make the change of family and friends and trusted professionals. You know, there's a belief that the benefits will outweigh the cost of making that change. There's also a belief that we can be in charge of our lives and a desire to get ahead of the game. We want to have the change. We want to be in control of the change. We're planners. We want to be in control. So the journey to readiness, getting ready to make the change, the benefits of taking action. This is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be moving towards making a change, moving to a greater sense of control over your own personal world. That is what we call being proactive or proactivity, feeling less vulnerable and more powerful in the face of that change. We want to be proactive, not reactive. If you look at this slide, you'll see the person on the left is in control of their destiny. That's internal. The person on the right, they feel like they don't have any control. They control my destiny. That's an external force. It is not a good feeling. It is very uncomfortable. So there are 5 steps to becoming ready, not to make the change, but becoming ready. So pre-contemplation. What's pre-contemplation? Somebody's telling you something and you're completely uninterested and you're unwilling to make a change or even hear what they have to say. What about contemplation? That's when you are more open and you're considering a change. You're weighing the benefits and the cost to that change. Preparation, deciding and preparing to make the change. And then there's the action step, committed to the steps to make a change. And then there's maintenance. Maintenance is tricky. Maintaining the decision over time during the transition period. What does that mean? Layman's terms, cold feet. Think about buying your first house. You knew it was the right thing to do. You wanted stability. You wanted to own a home. As soon as you put the money down and you went home, you go, oh my goodness, what are we doing? That's all the money in the world. Now, looking back, you probably should have bought 4 or 5 of them because it was a great investment. But at that time, very scary, cold feet, and we take a step back. So let's look at it in order. So pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. But you'll see to the right, there's an arrow pointing up. Why? Because maintenance is difficult and it's hard to maintain the thought and the process of I'm going to make this move actually happen. So getting ready to make a change, such as a move to a continuing care retirement community, you have to be aware of the reasons you're making the change. Not just know them, they have to be in your mind, top of mind conscious. You have to be aware. You have to weigh the cost and the benefits of making that change. For example, the cost of staying home with care versus moving to a CCRC, or social engagement at a CCRC versus living alone. Those are things you're weighing out. You have to discuss this, or you should discuss this with family and important friends. You have to arrange your estate, and you have to consult with your financial advisor, maybe your attorney. You have to select where you're going to move. What's the next place? You have to do visits. You have to research. You have to have a decision-making process based on the information that you've gleaned. Consulting with a real estate agent. You probably have a house to sell. It probably needs to be sold in order to make a move. Decluttering. One of the most stressful parts. We've been collecting things 30, 40, 50 years, maybe more. Our basements are full, our attics are full, and selling the house that way just doesn't work. Plus, you can't take all of that from a house and move into an apartment. So there's that decluttering that is very stressful. We have things that are really important to us, like photos and books, etc. That everything has a meaning. It's ours. Hard to declutter. So the barriers to readiness, or what do I mean when I say I'm not ready yet? What we're really saying is I don't like change. Change makes me feel uncomfortable. Change is difficult, and guess what? It gets harder as you get older. Change equals fear for many of us, fear of the unknown. It's anxiety, it's fear of loss. Maybe it's fear of loss of independence, even if it's not, or fear of loss of my home. Change is uncomfortable, and it's kind of like wearing a blindfold. You don't know where you're going. You've never been there before. Change is difficult. So the personal change process, think about it this way. Your current situation, and then it changes. It takes courage to release the familiar and seemingly secure to embrace the new, but there's no real security in what is no longer meaningful. What does that statement mean? I'll give you, for instance, I live in my house. I love my house. It's very familiar. It's very comforting. I've been going to my house for X amount of years, and now I'm going to leave the house. That's uncomfortable. However, the house is not treating me as if it was a human, is not treating me the way it used to treat me. I loved having a big house, but I have stairs. Bedroom's not on the main floor. Maybe I have a bathroom with a bathtub in it as opposed to a shower, and that is probably one of the number one causes of death is falling in a bath or in a shower. I also have a laundry, but my laundry's in the basement. And I've gone up and down those steps for many, many years. But one twist or fall, again, falling is the number one cause of death after the age of 80. I'm trying to prevent that. So what this is really saying, but there is no real security in what no longer is meaningful. Having a big house may not be meaningful anymore. Having stairs to the basement or stairs to my bedroom, not only is it meaningful, it's hazardous. So that's what that statement is actually telling us. So how do we take charge of change? It's a continuing opportunity to evolve. It's part of the first step. Emphasize the chance to take change, to make change, to get in front of the change that we have in front of us. Change to create an advantage. Change to minimize risk. The second step is to identify the barriers. Downsizing, we already talked about, is very difficult. We have downsizes. Fear of leaving your comfortable home. You've been going there for years. Fear of the unknown. You've never lived in a continuing care retirement community. Step 3 is to create the action plan. Meet with your downsizers. Select a trusted realtor. And if you don't have one, we can help provide you one, or we can find one for you in your area. Meet people at the new community. These are going to be your friends and cohorts. Make successive visits to that community that you're going to move to. Try the food, participate in daily activities, and most of all, especially here at the Oaks, you want to try it before you buy it. And what I mean by that is you've all bought cars before. You may know the car you want to buy, but no matter what, you're going to test drive it before you buy it. Why? That's the way we are. This is the best and most important test drive you'll probably ever take. A 3-day guest stay at the Oaks, free of charge. It's not a hotel stay, but it gives you a feel for what does it feel like to live at the Oaks at Denville, to become a resident here. It may not completely help you make your decision to move here, but it'll definitely say, this is not for me, and then you'll go on with another option. I strongly recommend it. Talk to your sales counselor about it or to me. We talked about this earlier, that change is a process. It is not an event. So where are you in the change process? What state of readiness are you? Assess your readiness by evaluating the unique opportunity in front of you. The result is not a simple yes or no, but it's a map of a potential for making the change. What I recommend is use the readiness assessment ruler that we've created. It's our tool. We use it for assessing readiness. It has dozens and dozens of questions. It's a free tool that we will email to you. All you have to do is provide me with your email or give me a call with your email address and we'll send it right out. Once we get the results back from you, it'll put it in a spreadsheet. We can analyze it and then we can call you back and we can really discuss where you are in your plan and for readiness. So are you ready? Maybe. So what do you want? Do I want less home maintenance? Do I want to feel more secure and safe? Do I want to cook less, but I want to eat better? Do I want transportation available to me? Do I want more socialization? Do I want more physical activity? Do I want to be more mentally active? These are just some of the questions that are actually on the Readiness Ruler assessment. So we will be able to send that to you. This is my email address, wbrottman@springpointsl.org, WBROTTMAN and the S and the L stand for senior living, just so you know. So wbrottman@springpointseniorliving.org, or please feel free to give 973-664-3725. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you found this informative and gives you a better idea of what readiness is. So with that said, I'd like to thank all of you for participating in today's event, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. Thanks again. And once again, our main job is really education. It's not sales. Any questions you have, we're more than happy to help you through this process. Thanks again.